Hey guys, RPM here. Hope you're doing well and having a really great day. In this video, I am going to be reviewing this Loyaltech YM200. This is a Ethereum Classic ASIC miner. That's what it's advertised as. And yeah, this is extremely efficient at about 200 mega hash at about, they advertise it as 200 watts, but right now for me, it's about 194. Okay, only one power source here going into there, and it's like a laptop style power brick. All right, and this is the box that it came in. It was pretty nice. It's like some sort of like Founders Editions box. And so the rest of this video, I want to go through just talking with you all the risks about buying these types of things, and as well as I want to go through the setup process that it was a little bit difficult for me at first. I was having a hard time getting it going, but I ultimately looked at the website and the how-to, but I'll talk about that later on. So anyways guys, let's go through into the computer, and I just want to go through just some food for thought regarding this Loyaltech YM200 for anyone that may potentially buy one of these. All right, I'll see you guys in the computer. Before we begin, this video is sponsored by nerdgears.com. If you guys are looking for graphics cards and motherboards or risers, they actually have a lot of GPUs in stock. Use offer code RedPandaMining for 2% off. They also accept crypto for payment as well as PayPal. If you guys are interested, link down below to nerdgears.com. All right guys, so I want to go through some food for thought regarding this Loyaltech YM200, and I'll go through the setup process of this later on in the video. I want to start off with the risk of potentially, buying one of these and going through just some food for thought. Okay, so thank you to Crypto Miner Bros for sending me this Loyaltech YM200 Mini. All right, 200 mega hash. Right now, the price of this is $3,000. All right, and oh wait, actually no, it's now 2,800. Oh, that's weird. Looks like the price didn't update on that part. But anyways, looking at the specs here, you guys can see it says 200 mega hash here, 180 watts. But for me, it was about 194. It released in April of 2022, and it says it can mine Ethereum or Ethereum Classic. So let's go through now. I want to just talk about if you think this is a good buy or not. And so there's a couple things here. So this has 6 gigabytes of VRAM. Okay, 6 gigabytes. So if potentially, we all know Ethereum is going to move away from proof of work to proof of stake, like pretty much potentially in September. As of what we know right now, it could be delayed, who knows. But as of right now, the DAG size for Ethereum is 4.898 gigabytes. All right, so if we were, for example, to type in 6, as this Loyaltech has 6 gigabytes of VRAM, it could theoretically mine Ethereum up until October 24th of 2024. But if we were to go to ETC, Ethereum Classic, and right now the DAG size is 2.992. If we were to put 6 gigabytes here in the MinerStat DAG size calculator, that would be August 1st of 2031. So you would have the ability to mine ETC till then. That's quite a long time from now. And also probably other coins as well. So if this does Ethereum, then this miner will probably be able to mine the other ETH coins that are out there, like Expanse, Metaverse, Zilliqa probably, Elysium, Acroma, Callisto, Etho Protocol, all these other coins here that it could potentially mine. And I do want to show you guys a test of that later on in this video. But going along with the efficiency of this Loyaltech YM200 Mini, 200 mega hash at 180 watts is pretty good. So if we were to compare a GPU that's similar to like 180 watts, let's say a 3070 Ti, I think 3070 Ti will do about 180 watts or 200 watts at about 80 mega hash on Ethereum or Ethereum Classic, then yeah, like we would say that this YM2000 Mini is a lot more efficient. And actually, if we go to what to mine, and if we just typed in 200 here, and let's say 200 watts, 200 and 200 watts on ETH, etc., 10 cent kilowatt hour, hit calculate, then this is, as of right now, we all know the market's been coming down off like a cliff, right? But anyways, the profitability of this is right now about $2.33, or if you're mining ETC, it'd be $1.64 as of right now. All right, but the yields, right? You can see the yield of Ethereum right now is 0.0026, or ETC would put 0.1546, but that's as of right now. So the biggest thing to think about, the food for thought here, is that Ethereum is moving away from proof of work to proof of stake. And so how much of the hash rate will potentially move over to Ethereum Classic? And look at this. Wow, Ethereum network hash rate has been dropping off quite a bit right now, 961 terahash. So as you know, people are turning off because profitability is essentially not great, especially for depending on what types of GPUs you have. If you have older GPUs, then most likely those people are going to be turning off and not mining as much, depending on their electrical cost. And so think about that, right? Then if a lot of people, once Ethereum moves to proof of stake, how much more of the hash rate is going to move over to Ethereum Classic? And so that may render Ethereum Classic a lot more difficult to mine. So if we're looking at Ethereum Classic right now, we can see that actually the network hash rate, I've been watching Ethereum Classic go down because of obviously the market is going down. And so thinking about how these Loyaltechs or iPolos or whatever, all these little tiny ASIC miners that have been coming out now that are a lot more efficient than GPUs for Ethereum or Ethereum Classic mining, is that these are definitely a way that it could be great to be mining during this low time, as you could be yielding a lot of the coin. But you know, that really depends on, once, like I said, the network hash rate for Ethereum moving over to ETC. We're not quite sure how much more of the hash rate is going to go up after this, you know, if things stay low for this next while here, up until potentially the next Bitcoin halving. We're not sure. So, you know, another thing to think about though, these Loyaltech YM200s, is the price of these right now, it's probably potentially going to come down even more. But also to think about during the bull runs, the previous bull run we just had, when Bitcoin went to 65K or something, and Ethereum went to, you know, 4,500, and Ethereum Classic went to like what, 126, 130 something, is during that time, hardware, even ASIC miners, were really expensive. So what's not to say that this 200 mega hash Loyaltech miner could become a $10,000, I don't know, $15,000 ASIC miner one day. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you know, as times come down because of the market, then it's potential and probably a strategy to be buying hardware when it could be essentially a little bit cheaper, as even though it's not as profitable, but you are only believing that if Ethereum Classic is going to go up in price, and also other proof of work coins as well, that you can mine on these little ASIC miners, right? And so iPolo also just announced that Apollo just said that they will be having a firmware update to mine the other Ethash coins. I have confirmed that, but you know, since this one has 6 gigabytes of VRAM, it does make it a lot more valuable in a way, because you'll be able to mine the other coins no problem, essentially, because the DAG size for, let's say, Metaverse, you know, 6 gigabyte, you can go up till 2030. Let's see here, I don't know, Dubai coin, 2023. All right, that's not that far. Expanse, 2031. All right, so, but that's only if you believe in these other coins that they're actually going to have price appreciation in the future, right? So that's definitely a big risk if you are going to be buying into these types of little ASIC miners. Okay, so that's my beginning risk, you know, just talking about, you know, the risk factors of buying these types of things and giving you guys some food for thought if you are deciding to buy something like this. I am not telling you guys to buy this. This is only, you guys have to do your own research. And if you ultimately believe in crypto mining in the future and the price appreciation of these coins in the future, then that's going to be up to you if you decide to buy or not. All right, guys, let's go through. Now, I want to show you the inside of the Loyaltech YM200. All right, so I just logged in. The password was admin. All right, so once you go into it, you get the IP address to log into it. And actually, that's one thing that I had a hard time getting, as I thought that I could just open up advanced IP scanner and just get the IP address like that. You know, normally I would just use this or log into my router to get the IP, but I could not do either one. This would not let me get an IP on the YM200. Like it wouldn't automatically get it from DHCP. I had to I had to go to the website of the Loyaltech and read the installation guide. I actually, I thought this thing would be the same way as like the iPolos, but it's not. So first thing I had to do was download the setup IP software. So I opened up the set_IP, right? Double clicked on that, and then I have to click on the IP set button on the YM200 on the front, okay? And that's when then this software was able to give an IP address, all right, show up an IP address for that YM200. So I was like toying around for like half an hour. I'm like, why is this thing not getting an IP? Why is this thing not getting an IP? And then, so I realized, this thing is essentially like, like an ASIC miner. And I didn't realize that I had to do something like this as before on some ASICs. If not most ASICs, I did not have to do this IP set thing. So anyways, guys, going along. So here we are logged in. This is the main miner status. And I am solo mining Ethereum on this, okay? This is, I'm just doing this as a test. I'm probably going to take this off later. You guys can let me know if you want me to stick with solo mining. I don't know. Anyways, I'll just show you the web GUI here. It's pretty standard. Shows the uptime, 18 hours now, accepted rate 95%, hash rate 202 megahash. So that's pretty much what the advertised is. And at the 2 miners pool, it shows current hash rate 184, average 210. So that is pretty much correct. It is finding, let's see here, we go to workers, no, we go to shares, and we can see that we do have some valid shares in the past 14 minutes here. And actually, after we go to the past day here, it is finding shares every hour. Yeah, so it is working, right? It is working in terms of solo mining. I guess solo mining, the share difficulty is pretty high, so we're not going to see a lot of shares here, but depending on the share difficulty of the pool, doesn't matter anyway. Going along, I haven't found any blocks, all right, so that's sad, obviously, but I'm going to take this off. I'm just doing this as a test. So the web GUI here, if we go to settings, just to show you guys here, there's the pools. This is where I enter in the information for the URL, the wallet address, and the name of the worker. I just put Loyaltech 200. Password has to be X, and the funny thing is it has to be a capital X. All right, that's one thing. I tried to do a small case X, but then it wouldn't accept. Pool 2 and Pool 3 would not let me update. I could not change these for some reason. I have no idea why. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. It's in like kind of like in Chinese here. And then going along security, right? This is where you can set your user, password, all that. Network. This is where it's all DHCP, right? We go to performance. This is where you can actually change the tuning modes. And I changed mine from factory to performance. All right, high hash rate and high power consumption. But you guys saw at the wall, I was getting 194 watts at about 200, yeah, pretty much 200 megahash. And so it says current mode, performance, tuning status tuned, hiccup lists. I don't know what this means, but that was checked already natively. So yeah, going down here, maintenance. There's firmware updates that you can do with this. I'm sure there's going to be some in the future. Reboot button if you need to reboot it. Factory reset, self-check. This was interesting. I didn't really see this go by itself, self-check progress. But I think this was happening when I put in my pool and it was starting to mine and it was doing the self-check. So that was cool. Overview. This is just the specs, MAC address. It shows the serial number of this thing, all that good stuff, and then the logout button. Okay, so pretty standard for, typical ASIC miner. It shows the specs of this stuff. One thing I found interesting was that in the miner info at the bottom here, only one of these boards is alive. So I'm not quite sure if, these have potentially you can have 3 boards in this thing. It says disconnected. And you can see the temperature here is 47 degrees Celsius, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, you can see the accepted and rejected here after about 19 hours, 867 shares, 40 rejected. All right, so it seems like it is working. It is solo mining the 2 miners, and that's all well and good. Okay, guys, so now to end off this video, I am just going to see if I can mine like another coin on this, in case anyone's wondering. So I'm going to just pick, let's just try Expanse. I'm going to see if I can mine Expanse on this. If that works, then it should hopefully work on the other coins here. So let me just go ahead and test that right now. I'll be right back. Okay, it took about an hour to switch it over to the expense 2miners.com. All right, so it works. It does work, but literally after about, I would say it started spooling up the hash rate after about 45 minutes. Very similar to like the Jazz miners. And yeah, the Jazz miner took a long time as well, but it is showing up on the expense pool. Okay, as you guys can see here. And we are finding, let me just refresh. We are finding some expense. There it is, the Loyaltech 200. It's not at 200 mega hash yet, but because I started about an hour ago, it's still, you know, theoretically ramping up here. So anyways, guys, it does work mining other coins, okay? It does work. All right, guys, I think that's it for this video of just, I guess, reviewing and also talking about the risks of buying something like this. I mean, I feel like a broken record. I've been talking about that in other videos with these like iPolos, but the same thing applies with these little ASICs. And man, actually this thing is getting pretty hot. Surprised that this is actually getting hot, even though it's at like 193, 200 watts. That's, maybe I need to open this thing up. It doesn't seem that bad actually. Maybe I'll do that in another video. Anyways, if you guys want me to do that, let me know down below if it gets enough people asking if they want me to take this apart. All right, my friends, let me know your thoughts about this video. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, and peace out.